What's up, YouTube gamers? Young Soul dropping another video, and I apologize I haven't been dropping anything much lately. I've been knee-deep in Fallout. I know a lot of people don't like it, but I was a huge fan of Fallout 3, so I've been playing a lot of Fallout 4. Anyway, on today's video, PlayStation execs versus Microsoft execs. Which executives are more mature? I'm bringing this up because we see a developer and a community, a PlayStation developer, Paul Rachitsky, the Drive Club developer, who actually is really cool on Twitter. He actually talks to a lot of people and all that good stuff. And we see one of PlayStation's community directors or whatever, Chris Brown. And no, it's not Chris Brown, but you know, a guy named Chris Brown, common name, who went out and basically said that the UK sales for Rise of the Tomb Raider were less than 63,000, and that despite Fallout 4 being exclusively marketed by Xbox, it still did better on PS4. Which technically both statements are true, and you see that actually the Drive Club developer responds to that by saying, "Don't worry, Tomb Raider will do just fine next year when it releases on PS4." Actually, he was redundant when he said just fine next year when it releases on PS4 next year. But anyway, point is, Xbox fanboys are now acting like PlayStation execs and PlayStation developers and PlayStation affiliate people are all, you know, immature, and they're not classy, and they're quote-unquote assholes, and this and that and the other. But what I find funny is these very same Xbox fanboys have a bit of selective amnesia, have a bit of, I guess, they don't seem to remember anything before 2013. But in other words, last generation. Because if you go ahead and take a look at the screen right here, you will see, and I'll put links, as usual, links are in the description, so I'm not making this up. You will see a repost from the Xbox PR team by Major Nelson back for September 2007's NPD. I know I'm reaching back here, but I'm going back to when Xbox was beating PS3s behind, when the 360 was beating PS3s behind back last generation, at least here in America. For NPD, for people that don't know, NPD is just for USA. And back in the US, during the 7th generation in the USA, the 360 was handily beating the PS3. I own both consoles. I tend to like my PS3 better, but I own both consoles. But the point is, the PS3 was getting beat. Okay, now let me go through a couple things. I apologize if this video is going to take a little long, and I'll links in the description. So back in 2007, where they sat there and they talked about this is the release of Halo 3, September's 2007's NPD, and they talk about how the 360 tops the console sales and outsells PS3 5-1. Kind of bragging, taking a shot at PS3. They could have said that they were the best console, but no, they wanted to make sure they let you know who they beat. Okay, I don't recall anyone getting on the internet crying. None of these Xbox fanboys, none of the people crying foul right now about the maturity level of the execs. I don't recall them getting out there saying Xbox was horrible back then. And yet, they call out PS3. Let's give a couple more examples in just this website, then I'll take you to another website. So, they again outsell PS3 5-1. Oh, and by the way, real quick, if you notice how they talked about it, you want to go to the website. If I don't have the screen pick, you can go through it yourself. You'll notice how they tell you exactly how many 360s were sold, how many Wii's were sold, and how many PS3s were sold in Xbox's PR. They don't, not only do they give you their numbers, which they no longer do, they also gave the Wii and the PS3 numbers so you can compare right there in Xbox's PR NPD PR release. They go on to talk about how the software is doing better than the PS3 software. They they basically go out and trash the PS3. I mean, I'm not going to go through the whole thing. There's a whole long list of stuff they talk about, specifically just, calling out the PS3. I don't remember any Xbox fanboys crying about that. Let's real quick, I'm sorry, I'm taking up too much of your time, but let's real quick go to one more article. This is from Game of Sutra, where Aaron Greenberg basically decimated the PS3, saying, quote unquote, the PS3 business is hemorrhaging at retail. It's hemorrhaging. He sits there and talks about how Killzone's release was nothing special, specifically in the article. And again, you can't read this. I didn't take this inside of the screenshot. But again, I'll link the article where Aaron Greenberg pretty much, this was back in March of 2009. The NPD for March of 2009. Aaron Greenberg pretty much goes in talking mad smack about PS3, talking about Killzone 2, how it didn't sell that well, etc., etc. And yet, everybody who's complaining today, or right around now, about Sony's press team and Sony's PR and Sony's people talking smack, didn't seem to have a problem when Aaron Greenberg was doing all this, or when Major Nelson or the Xbox PR team was taking shots at Sony. Nah, perfectly fine. That's okay. But when PlayStation does it now, they're not even pointing out Xbox, too much. They're not even pointing out Xbox all that much. It's just the double standard is crazy. Xbox fanboys, get over yourself. When your team was in the lead in North America last generation, you guys were all happy hearing smack talk. Now, when the shoe's on the other foot, you want to start crying and moaning. Give it a rest, grow a set, and let's keep it moving. Let me know what you think in the comment section, and I'll holler back. Peace.